Afternoon, everyone. It's time for Skyrim Storytime. It's been a few days as, again, I got hooked on another game. I shouldn't do that. I should focus on you, right? Shame on me. Anyway, let's get started, shall we? It seems like everyone is busy, but we'll see if anybody pops in during the day. We might get lucky. Now, what got me hooked was the second edition of Code Realize. It came out, and to me it was more a DLC than an actual full-on game, but still, I had to devour it as the content that it was. So let's get started, shall we? Let's start off our day with some reading, as after all, this is story time, is it not? I think we're going to start with A Minor Maze, Shalador and Labyrinthian. Labyrinthian's modern notoriety was gained in the early part of the Third Era. Part of the Staff of Chaos was recovered from the Labyrinthian, which became instrumental in the overthrow of Jegatharn, ending the Imperial Simulacrum. The site has since become embedded in the minds of all subjects of the Empire, and the ruins are occasionally visited by loyalist pilgrims retracing the steps of the Eternal Champion. The namesake of the Labyrinthian is somewhat less commonly known, however. The foreboding ruins were originally built as a temple to the dragons. This grew into Bromjunar, a great city of that era. Bromjunar is believed to have been the capital of Skyrim at the height of the dragon cult's influence there. Little historical record exists to verify or refute this, but it is known that the highest-ranking priests of the cult met at Labyrinthian to discuss matters of ruling. Bromjunar crumbled, however, along with the rest of the dragon cult, and the site lay abandoned for many years, a deteriorating reminder of those benighted days for the Nords. Not until the days of Shalador would the ruins come into use again. Shalador the Archmage was famous for his exploits in the First Era. Various tales tell of him battling Dwemer legions single-handedly, building the city of Winterhold with a whispered spell, stealing the secret of life from Akatosh, or constructing Labyrinthian himself. While many Shalador legends are hyperbole or outright fabrication, we can discover some truth behind his involvement with Labyrinthian. Hey, Dragondon! Shalador stood at the forefront of a movement to enact higher standards among mages and to discourage spell use among the common case. This effort is dubiously credited with the original organization and formation of the schools of magic and the foundation of the College of Winterhold. Consistent with this mentality, Shalador constructed his labyrinth deep within the ruins of Bromjunar, to test how archmages, while navigating the destroyed city itself, was not explicitly a part of the test. Many candidates did not survive the journey. Shalador valued both academic knowledge as well as practical skill, and simply getting to the labyrinth required the latter. Shalador's Labyrinthian is actually two intersecting mazes in an hourglass pattern. One maze could not be completed without exiting the other first, which makes the only existing instruction for the test especially mysterious. Enter twice, exit only once. Alteration will lead you to destruction. Only illusion shows the way to restoration. Conjure not, but be conjured instead. We can only guess at what the solution to the test may have been, as Labyrinthian became notorious not only for the number of potential archmages who died there, but for the intense secrecy of those who succeeded. Labyrinthian eventually ceased to be used, and is regarded as a symbol of a more brutal age by modern institutions for magical studies. The ruins lay empty again, overrun with wild animals and avoided by travelers. The long history and legacy of this place, however, seems as likely to be erased from our minds as the ruins themselves are likely to sink into the sea. Starting out deep today.
Come to Dragon's Reach to discuss the ongoing spells and incantations for those with the talent to guess.
Dang it, click the rock button.
I had you figured for a mage. I think you'll appreciate this.
I think I need some of your petties, a couple of your lessers, a couple of your graders.
Remember, you're mine.
And can I use this? Can you move out away? There you go. I want to see if I have any filled. Oh, I do. Let's make some money. Let's get this going. Yay! Enchanting increased. And then I think what we'll do is we'll go out and see if we can't fill a couple more. Sounds like a good enough reason than anything, doesn't it? Ooh, I'm about to level again. Yeah. Alright, let's go see what Bellathor. I'm doing good, Dragon. How about yourself? I heard Goliath was giving you quite the adventure today. We'll head down to Bellathor and see if, number one, he ever got any goat hordens in. Our passionate priest is, of course, passionate.
Welcome to Bellathor's General Goods. Welcome indeed. Everything's for sale. Trinkets, odds and ends.
Let's see what you got, Bellathor. I hope you don't disappoint me today.
Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Bought the tunics already for both kids. But again, I don't see any goat horns. You really do disappoint me. Very disappointed. Very disappointed. Nice. That made us some gold. Which works for me. Give you that. Ooh, lockpicking, I'll keep that. Selling this. Looks like I stripped some people of some things. Oh, there's that Daedric weapon. The Sanguine Rose. That's what we finished. I remember. I remember. Sort of. It's been a couple of days. I need to not be gone so long. I think that's part of it.
Do come back.
When you're gone for what seems like forever, it's hard to see, be like, oh yeah, this is where I was, this is what I was doing. I remember. It feels like I've played this game for hours upon hours, but that I haven't gotten as far as I think I should be. And I think it's time for us to... I don't feel like playing with House Horrors, per se. I've got her with me, so I think I'll take that on. But first, we're going to go play with some mud crabs. Because nothing cheers a person up.
I'd be a lot warmer than the
I mean, nothing says love like a bunch of that. And yeah, Dragon, I saw you post that your puppy was all about that lake action. And as cold as it sounds, does not sound pleasant in the least. Let's go play with some mud crabs. Let's go play with some mud crabs. Let's go play with some mud crabs. It's definitely time to play with some mud crabs. Can never have enough mud crabs. What I found, a great big kitty. And a freaking dragon I ain't got time for.
Oh no, you don't. Dragon! It's a dragon!
Yeah. Could really use help. Oh, no you don't. Oh, no you don't. That's right, you're dead. Woo! Whew. Alright. Of course he's heavy now. I wanted to play with mud crabs, not a dragon. It's not quite what I asked for. But another dragon soul is another dragon soul. One should not complain. Took out a saber kitty. And now, my reward, mud crab hunting. Come on, mud crabs, come out and play. Cheer me up with your mud crabby goodness. Am I going to be denied mud crabs? This is gonna make me sad. I mean, these are great little spots for mud crabby goodness. Do I frequent it too often? Have they not respawned? Is that what I'm being told here? No love. No mud crab love. Well, poo. Alright. I guess I'll go to the homestead. Haven't been there in a hot minute. Which means I should be down here. There we go. And here's my moderator picking on me for going after mud crabs. They make me happy. They're crotchety. They're fantastically crotchety. And it's dark. Later, dragon.
You're back. Could I get a few gold to spend, please? Thanks, Ma.
Huh? The kid just wants gold. Never asked me for anything. I've got a dagger for him. Got a doll for the little girl. And she's already asleep. Oh, everybody's asleep. What time is it? Yeah, let's grab us some shut-eye real quick. You know what, Bunny? If you're going to bring me a snack, I would love some cheese and crackers and summer sausage. That sounds so good right now. With some fresh green grapes. Sounds like a great snack.
Yes, my love? What do you... Here, this is fresh. I'll have another meal ready tomorrow. We have a cozy little prophet. Here, this is your share, love.
He doesn't have much to say, but
Goodbye, my love.
he's sweet. He's kind of nice. Simple. I guess that's why I keep him around. Alright, let's see. I need to drop this off. Sanguine Rose. That. And that. That and that. I'll keep that on me. Just in case. I believe that's what goes there, and I believe, yeah, ingredients. Better not have any food. Okay, yeah, I do. We'll store that, and that. It sounds creepy, some of the squishy sounds this makes. Okay.
Yes, my love?
That goes there. I think the next thing we'll do is drop off building supplies. Why do I keep clicking too far over? What? That's interesting. Couple of pelts. The kid's doll stays with me. Oh, dragon bone goes inside. So does the garnet. Pelt. The ingots. That I'm going to transmute. A plate? What am I doing with a plate? I wonder where that came from. We'll put the saber cat pelts up. Silver ingots as well. The ores transmuted. Interesting. Alright, what direction are we going in to work on this next round of questing? Going this way. Oof, Lydia runs me right over. Way up here. The abandoned shack. How am I jumping or falling? Frickin' Lydia. If I didn't need you, I'll tell you what. The abandoned shack. I think we're gonna go swimming. In the cold. Snow fox. Oh, hey, look. Stuff for me to use. Guess we're gonna try to sneak our way around. Because I don't know what we're running into. Okay. Discovered something. And a dead person, a bandit. Free stuff. That's how I look at it. Come on, show me the lunar moth. It's right there. There we go. Catch the lunar moth. Because they only come out at night, so might as well grab that while we're at it. And this guy's dead too, so have I been here before? I don't think I have, so why is this guy dead? Interesting situation we have here. Potion of healing. A now naked bandit. Searching this large sack and the barrel. Alright. Let's cautiously make our way through. Oh wow. He's dead too. Look at all this free stuff. Grilled chicky breast. And another one. A bunch of people fighting. Interesting. Who's fighting whom and why? There we go. Patience. 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 Patience again. I like the odds, 2 against 1. Where is he at? Or did he die with her? Really interesting. Very interesting. So somebody dealt with the Draugr. Doesn't look like he was much trouble for them. But there were a bunch of people down here fighting. Curiosity. And now you're naked. Interesting. Very interesting. And we have discovered another book. With another book comes more story time. Next up for today's reading adventure, The Talos Mistake by Leonora Venatus, Imperial Liaison to the Aldmeri Dominion. As citizens of the Empire, all are of course familiar with the deeds of Emperor Tiber Septim, but it is the Emperor's ascent to godhood as Talos that is the subject of this work. Until Tiber Septim's death, there had been but 8 divines: Akatosh, Dibella, Arche, Zenithar, Stendar, Mara, Kinnereth, and Julianos. These gods were and are worshipped throughout the empire, and while some may have different names in the varying provinces, for example, Akatosh is known as Arael to the Aldmir, and Arche is sometimes known as Arche. All are recognized and revered by all races and cultures of Tamriel. But when Tiber Septim passed to Aetherius, there came to be a 9th divine, Talos, also called Ysmir, the dragon of the north. The man who was so loved in life became worshipped in death. Indeed, it can be argued that Talos, the 9th divine, became even more important than the 8 that had preceded him, at least to humans. For he was a god who was once just a man, and through great deeds actually managed to ascend to godhood. And if one human could achieve such a feat, couldn't it be done again? Couldn't all humans aspire to achieve divinity? So we thought, we humans. And so we continued to worship Talos and revere him as the ultimate hero god. But that was then. This is now. And now we know the truth. We were wrong. As citizens of the Empire, we all experienced the horrors of the Great War. And it was not until the signing of the White Gold Concordant, the treaty between the Empire and the Aldmeri Dominion, that we once again knew peace. One of the most important stipulations of that treaty, as every Imperial citizen is well aware, is that Talos can no longer be worshipped as a god. This edict shook the very foundations of the Empire. There were those who rebelled against the law. Indeed, some still do. But the citizens of the Empire must know this. The Emperor did not agree to outlaw the worship of Talos because it was demanded by the Thalmor, the ruling body of the Aldmeri Dominion. The Emperor agreed to the outlaw of the worship of Talos because it was the right thing to do. Today, the Emperor, and indeed the Empire itself, recognizes that allowing the worship of Talos was a mistake. For by doing so, by allowing the worship of Talos as a divine, the Empire actually did its people a great disservice. For this only succeeded in weakening the memory of the man Tiber Septim and his many extraordinary, though mortal, deeds. and pushing people away from the 8 divines, the true gods who do deserve our love and reverence. And so, the Empire admits it was wrong. The Talos mistake will not be repeated. May we find centuries of peace and prosperity with our new Thalmor friends, and continue to share a spirituality that binds together all the cultures and races of Tamriel. See, I'm a Nord. Kinda don't know how I'm feeling about this. Alright, that's a whole pathway. And this looks like this ends, so let me take over the rest of his goodies and the rest of those goodies. Look at all this free stuff we're getting. How fancy. I'm going to be patient here. I'm going to let her do the work for me. Patience is a virtue. Oh, yes, a soul gem filled. I'll take it. Okay, now let's see. That's free stuff. That's a bunch of free stuff. Don't need that. But the fire mage gave me some free stuff. This so far has been a very interesting dungeon crawl. Lots of people doing the work for me. Oh hey, I need the recipe. That's nice, that's lovely. This whole place is a bit creepy. Makes me curious what I'm going to find. Empty. They're all empty. All empty. Interesting. Very interesting. Very kind of creepy too. Empty. Somebody emptying out all the urns? And if so, why? Could always use more healing pots. That's what I forgot to do. I forgot again. The next story of our day is The Mystery of Princess Talara, Part 2, by Mira Lilkith. She felt nothing. Darkness enveloping her body and mind. Pain surged through her leg, and with that sensation, a great feeling of cold washed over her. She opened her eyes and saw that she was drowning. Her left leg would not move at all, but using her right one and her arms, she pulled herself up towards the moons above. It was a long way through the swirling currents that wrenched back at her. At last, she broke the surface and sucked in the cold night air. She was still close to the rocky shoreline of the capital city of the kingdom of Kemlorn, but the water had carried her quite away from the point where she fell at Sylvester Rock. Not fell, she thought, correcting herself. She had been pushed. Further down current, she allowed herself to drift. There, the steep cliff walls sloped lower until they were close to the water's edge. The silhouette of a large house on the shore loomed ahead, and as she neared it, she could see smoke rising from the chimney and the flicker of firelight within. The pain in her leg was great, but greater still was the chill of the water. The thought of a warm hearth fire was all the motivation she needed to begin swimming again. At the shore's edge, she tried to stand, but found she couldn't. Her tears mixed with the seawater as she began to crawl across the sand and rock. The simple white sheet which she had been her costume at the flower festival was tattered and felt like a weight of lead across her back. Beyond the point of exhaustion, she fell forward and began to sob. "Please," she cried, "if you can hear me, please help." A moment later, the door to the house opened, and a woman stepped out. It was Romka, the old lady she had met at the flower festival. The one who had started and cried, "It's her!" even before she herself knew who she was. By contrast, when the old woman came to her, this time there was no glimmer of recognition in her eyes. "By Sethiet, are you hurt?" Romke whispered and helped her up, acting as a crutch. "I've seen that gown before. Were you one of the dancers at the flower festival tonight? I was there with Lady Yilaraz, the daughter of the king." "I know, she introduced us," she groaned. I called myself Gina of Daggerfall." "Of course. I knew you looked familiar somehow," the old woman chuckled, and led her hop by hop across the beach and into the front door. "My memory isn't as good as it used to be. Let's get you warm and have a look at that leg." Ramke took Gina's soaking rags and covered her with a blanket as she sat at the fire. As the numbness of the chill water began to leave her, it cruelly abandoned her to the intense agony of her leg. Until then, she had not dared to look at it. When she did, she felt vomit rise at the sight of the deep gash. Fish-white, dead flesh, plump and swollen. Thick arterial blood bubbled up, splashing on the floor in streams. "Oh dear," said the old woman, returning to the fire. "That must rather sting. You're lucky that I still remember a little of the old healing spells." Ramke seated herself on the floor and pressed her hands on either side of the wound. Gina felt a flare of pain, and then a cool, soft pinching and prickle. When she looked down, Ramke was slowly sliding her wrinkled hands towards one another. At their approach, the lesion began to mend before her eyes, flesh binding and bruises fading. "Sweet Kinnereth," Gina gasped. "You've saved my life." "Not only that, you won't have an ugly scar on your pretty leg," Ramke chuckled. "I had to use that spell so many times when Lady Gilia was little. You know, I was her nursemaid." "I know," Gina smiled. "But that was a long time ago, and you still remember the spell." "Oh, when you're learning anything, even the School of Restoration, there's always a lot of study and mistakes. But once you're as old as I am, there's no longer any need to remember things. You just know. After all, I've probably cast it 1,000 times before." Little Lady Julia and the little Princess Talara was always getting cut and bruised. Small wonder. The way they was always climbing all over the palace. Gina sighed. "You must have loved Lady Gilia very much." "I still do," Ramke beamed. "But now she's all grown and things are different. You know, I didn't notice it before because you were all wet from the sea. But you look very much like my lady." "Did I mention that before when we met at the festival?" "You did," said Gina. "Or rather, I think you thought I looked like Princess Talara." "Oh, It would be so wonderful if you were the princess returned, the old woman gasped. You know, when the former royal family was killed, and everyone said that the princess was killed, though we never found the body, I think the real victim was Lady Julia. Her little heart just broke, and for a while it looked like her mind did too. What do you mean? Asked Gina. What happened? I don't know if I should tell a stranger this, but it's fairly well known in Camlorn, and I really feel like I know you. Ramke struggled with her conscience and then released. Julia saw the assassination, you see. I found her afterwards hiding in that terrible, blood-stained throne room, and she was like a little broken doll. She wouldn't speak, she wouldn't eat. I tried all my healing spells, but it was quite beyond my power. So much more than a scraped knee. Her father, who was then Duke of Orleans, sent her to a sanitarium in the country to get well. That poor little girl, cried Gina. It took her years to be herself again, said Ramke, nodding. And in truth, she never really returned altogether. You wonder why her father, when he was made king, didn't make her his heir? He thought that she was still not exactly right. And in a way, as much as I would deny it, he's correct to think so. She remembered nothing at all. Do you think, Gina considered her words carefully, that she would be better if she knew that her cousin, the Princess Talara, was alive and well? Ramke considered it. I think so, but maybe not. Sometimes it's best not to hope. Gina stood up, finding her leg to be as strong as it looked to be. Her gown had dried, and Ramke had gave her a cloak, insisting she protect herself against the cold night air. At the door, Gina kissed the old woman's cheek and thanked her, not only for the healing spell and for the cloak, but for everything else of kindness she had ever done. The road close to the house went north and south. To the left was the way back to Camlorn, where secrets lay to which she alone held the key. To the south was Daggerfall, her home for more than 20 years. She could return there, back to her profession on the streets, very easily. For a few seconds, she considered her options and then made her choice. She had not been walking for very long when a black carriage drawn by 3 horses bearing the imperial seal, together with 8 mounted horses, passed her. Before it rounded the wooded pass ahead, it stopped suddenly. She recognized one of the soldiers as Norbuth, Lord Strail's manservant. The door opened, and Lord Strail himself, the Emperor's ambassador, the man who had hired her, and all the other women to entertain the court, stepped out. You, he frowned. You're one of the prostitutes, aren't you? You're the one who disappeared during the flower festival. Gina, am I right? All that is true, she smiled sourly, except my name, I've discovered, is not Gina. I don't care what it is, said Lord Strail. What are you doing on the South Road? I paid for you to stay and make the kingdom merry. If I went back to Camlorn, there are a great many who wouldn't be merry at all. Explain yourself, said Lord Strail. So she did, and he listened. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. One could get lost in here very easily. Okay, that's collapsed. Well, come out, Draugr of Peace. Wow. Yay! Filled soul gem! Yay! Filled soul gem. And yay, more soul gems. And yay, another filled soul gem. Not gonna complain. Being quiet, making with the sneakings. Oh, healing. Did you get sauce?
I saved you too.
Nice. What about a drink?
No. Well, you said that. So, I'd already left the store.
I'll gladly take some hot tea.
Well, that I can.
My moderator's being so nice. I'm getting hot tea. Hot tea is a great balm when you need to read stories. I'm running out of my Earl Grey. It's gonna be a tragedy once I do. It can be very sad. It's the last bit of the Earl Grey that a friend of mine from Sri Lanka sent me. I should say he's more than a friend, he's a brother. I claim him. Oh, look what we have here. Random... Yes, filled soul gem. Yay! This pleases me. What's this? Iron? We're going to get some iron in us. Yay! Ooh, flawless. Yay. Oh boy, that looks like a trap. Did I learn that shout that makes you flow? Yeah, see, she burned herself. Yay, filled soul gem. Totally not gonna complain about free soul gems. We've bought in several, so the more we get, the better. It's gonna take him a while to get down here to find us. Is he here? I hear him stomping. I hear him, but don't see him. So we'll release our arrow notched for the time being and check out what's in this chest. It's really creepy when you hear him stomping. It's so close. It's eerie. Oh, he's back up there. Yes! Soul gems! And no more creepy stomping. It's kind of scary. That creepy stomping. Really, really was. Hope I'm going the right direction. I don't think I should be going up. Should I be going down? Or maybe I should. Maybe that is the direction I need to go. We'll see if I've gotten myself lost. And if I am, I really don't think anybody will be super surprised. Oh, no, I'm not. We'll keep pushing forward. No, this looks different, so I think this is the correct way. Okay, that was that handle. Oh, I leveled up too. Yay. Yay, more soul gems. Oh, hello. Hi, friend.
I saw you were streaming.
I
Hello.
am. Long time no see. How do?
As well as can be.
Bored?
Headache. I got my Jovi shots, but they didn't have the third, so I have to go back in 2 months for another one.
Boo.
Doctor also thinks I might have trimetal something neuralgia.
Uh-huh.
So basically, I have other nerve shit going on.
That sounds like a whole bunch of fun.
Totally. We're diagnosing my pain, and also the most effective medication for it is a psychoactive, which I do not respond well to at all.
You and me both, friend.
Gotta love our genetics here.
Ah, aren't they fun?
So fun.
Well, so far you've missed, I think, 4 stories today.
Damn.
A couple of them were really good. I was like, damn.
Got home at like 1 or 2-ish after we did some grocery shopping.
Crap, do I go up the steps? And yeah, this looks like an end anyway. But potion?
I need to work on sewing some masks. I know they're not the most effective, but I'm trying to hand sew some out of sheets that I'm repurposing.
They passed the ordinance now that you need to wear one. Luckily, Nikki had a spare one because
Quite like that.
Bunny and I can't go together. because we only had one mask. Oh, more soul gems!
Yeah, I acquired one for myself when I was at my doctor's appointment. But don't know where I put it now because I'm a space case.
Oh no.
Space case.
Space case from coast to coast?
Mm-hmm.
Free stuff. There's been books in here in this dungeon crawl.
Books? Books, you're saying?
More soul gems. Yay.
Blah. I also did my, charitable contribution to Prawn Channel.
Apparently that's being researched. Yay, more soul gems.
On the bright side, there's lots of representation in the things I chose.
Awesome. That's what I want. I want diversity in the Prawn Channel. The poor Dorothy channel must live on. Everything and everyone should be represented.
Oh yeah, there's transmasculine, there's queer, there's indie bucks, there's pink.
There we go. This pleases me.
I'm not sure how anyone else feels about the large mix of sexy things.
It doesn't matter. It's my area. And I believe in all inclusion. Everyone should be represented.
You really need to check out the Demon Boy one I have because oh my god.
That sounds like fun. Look at
I've tried to be
I hit
selective
you.
about them, because I spam the girlfriend with lots of them. Also a lot around Tumblr, so not a lot of people will go to Tumblr.
Well, Tumblr took away all the fun stuff.
Apparently there's still a lot of blogs, they're just hard to get to.
Hard enough. I saw
Finally,
I saw
someone
Nikki
gets
today
something.
finally.
How is she doing?
As well as can be expected. Charles gets out of the hospital today.
I didn't know Charles was in the hospital.
He had a toe amputated.
Holy fuck.
Oh yeah, it's been a busy week.
Yeah, my friend Nate's mom passed away Tuesday. He said it was peacefully, but it's like, this week doesn't seem to be good for much of anybody.
No. No.
I've been worried about Nikki as it is because other than I didn't know about Charles's recent health issues. I know it comes with the territory being
Yeah.
diabetic.
Slow motion. Yeah, that's essentially what's happened.
But I knew her mom had also passed away recently.
A couple weeks ago. Like a week before Teresa's dad. So I've had a lot of people die this year, and friends having surgery, people being in and out of the hospital. It's been a wild ride, 2020 so far.
That it has.
And
so
not-
far, despite all of the issues, 2020 is shaping up to be the best year I've had in quite a long time. So I'm lucky.
Oh, that's right. This is the complicated one. I gotta be able to.
Is it a pattern thingy or? I've been worried about you a lot because
Dang
I
it.
know all of the things right now are making a lot of things harder for you too.
The heart needed to calm down, but we're now on all new heart meds. Hopefully, I won't end up back in the hospital again like I was earlier this week.
Fingers crossed, toes crossed.
I know all the crossed items. Earl Grey, my favorite.
Crossed legs, crossed hearts, crossed testicles.
Right?
kindly did. I didn't do the monster walk, but I did the laps with the resistance bands, and oh my butt.
Dang it. Never mind. Back it up, back it up. Lydia, you are a pain in my ass. Come here. Blocking me. Okay, so what you do is you gotta center yourself. And then
Oh, there's 4 of us watching now. Where are the other peoples?
dang it. Dang it! I can do this. I can.
I believe in you.
I'm off again. Hit the corner. I'm so close, yet so far. Sends in. Ah, yeah! Haha, victory is mine. Suck it. Try and keep me all locked out. I am the ever intrepid and... Ooh, patterns. Forgot about this. Hey, Lydia, you want to burn yourself for me? Never mind. I'm just gonna blast ahead. It's always spiders. Bet Lydia's dead back there. Yeah, she got pretty toasted. Yay! Soul gem!
Yay! We have 6 peoples now.
Oh my.
Hey, watch.
That's getting too popular for me.
Oh no, you are now senpai.
Oh no! Oh no, who have I noticed? Who must I notice now?
I don't know.
All the people. Well, it's time for another story, but we sure as heck haven't found another book. Take your gold. Let's see, I need a weapon that can cut. And I kept a dagger for just such the occasion. Wow, that thing didn't start biting me in the butt? Surprised.
The booty is safe another day.
Yay, filled soul gem. Oh, it's a big one too. Look at that big thing. Alright. Okay, now we pull the chain. And then we come in here. That's not ominous much. Foreshadowing!
I missed the foreshadowing. Oh, Rise, rise from the depths.
Mm-hmm.
They got it up for you.
And the one true dragon joined us. So yes, we have company.
Ooh. What is the one true dragon?
A new person. And apparently this looks ominous. I has the scared.
Who can do it? It's a Broke. Hello, Broke. There's a Broke in BC.
Oh, he finally joined us. Read the mysterious note. Dragonborn, I need to speak to you urgently. Rent the attic room at the Sleeping Giant Inn in Riverwood, and I'll meet you. A friend. Not creepy at all. Give me that note, though. I don't want nobody else finding it. So, some intrepid adventurer made it this far, stole the goodies. Interesting. Empty, empty, empty. Empty. Handful of gold. Lay on the ground. I don't mind if I do. I mean, free gold is free gold. Look at all that. Just making it rain. Free stuff, free stuff, free stuff, free stuff, free stuff, free stuff. Free stuff. I don't complain about free stuff. Now, it says somebody's watching me, which makes me question, did Lydia Perma get stuck somewhere and is watching me creepily? Like the Uber creep?
That makes sense. As much sense as anything does.
The one true Drogon. Oh my goodness, my apologies. I sat there and looked out of the corner of my eye instead of facing the second screen more thoroughly. Oh, it says I've got enemies. That's why it says I'm visible. I'm intrigued. I wonder where I missed them. But yes, we've already gotten like 4 stories in, so now let's see what waits us now. Come to me, angry little red dots. Come to me. I will ensure a very quick... I've been here. I've been here. This is... Okay. Ah, you scared me. That visage is scary. You're scaring me. You suck. Wait, oh, that's the Draugr. I already looted all these people. Okay, yes, we're almost out. Back to the naked bodies I've now left behind. We'll head out, and it looks like we're going to Riverwood, and I know there's still more books there to read, surely. All these naked butts in the air. I don't leave them much dignity, do I?
Huh?
Nope.
Alright. It's a bright day. It's gorgeous. Let's see if our friend here will buy all the crap we just looted. And then we need to check out and see if he's got any books stashed anywhere.
Thank you so much for taking care of those thieves. The Riverwood Trader is back to the way it used to be.
Alright, I'm all up in your personal gravy and I don't see any books. In what house do you not have books? Y'all are kind of illiterate, aren't you?
You and me, we're the only people around who aren't complete fools. Take a look.
Alright, goat horns? Am I being denied yet again? Do you see this? This is makes me this sad. You have like everything but what I need. Ah, sigh. I should disenchant that. But you can have that. That. What to do with you? Cowhide, don't really need. Don't need that. I'm already wearing a pair of that. Don't need that. I could use that. Don't need that. We'll sell you those things. Lots of stuff to give you today. How much are you gonna give me for that? Ooh, not bad. It's not bad price. One for the kid. Let's see, you don't need that. Don't need that. Ooh, necromancer boots. Nope. Don't need that. Could sell that. Don't need magicka. Don't need stam. I've already got plenty of that. Health, keeping, water breathing. I haven't seen a need for it. Conjuration. I should disenchant that. That. Scaled boots. Don't need. Don't need. I can sell that. This was an interesting one. I got a lot out of that pillaging. And we're up to 12,000 gold. The one true Drogon, I have less than 20 mods on here. One of them is it makes books that you have not read glow. So it has that like eerie blue sheen to it. Because the whole purpose of this playthrough is I'm taking the time to read all the books, every note, anything I can get my hands on to really dive into the lore of this game, as intense and deep and varied as it is. So there's that. I did put the Skyrim script extender, the better graphics mod, and somebody made me put the mod that makes mud crabs curse at you if you hit them, and that makes me laugh. I don't know why. It shouldn't. It really shouldn't, but it really does. A better texture for ore, and then everyone here, if you didn't notice as we ran through, when they become naked, they are anatomically correct, albeit impressive. And those have been my indulgences. So, slightly modded, I would say. And then, of course, the map. You can see the roads. That was the other indulgence I allowed myself.
Time for me to make my sword? Or maybe an axe?
You'll get some time at the fall.
Alright. Let's go continue on. Maybe in the end we'll find a book. Because it's time for another story.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out.
Now we're going to look around the inn, see if anyone around here is literate. See? The one true Drogon, there's this blue sheen on it. That means I haven't read it. So, the next book we're going to read is There Be Dragons by Torhall Bjork. The last known sighting of a dragon in Tamriel was in the time of Tiber Septim. He made a pact with the few remaining dragons, swearing to protect them if they would serve him. Despite his promise, dragons were still hunted and slain. It's not clear if the last ones fled Tamriel or if they were exterminated. There is no credible story of how dragons came to be. According to Dremora, that the College of Whispers have, quote, questioned, they just were and are, eternal, immortal, unchanging, and unyielding. They are not born or hatched. They do not mate or breed. There are no known examples of dragon eggs or dragonlings. The Iliac Bay area has stories of such things, but so far all have proven false. The eggs turned out to be eggs of other reptiles. The small dragons were merely oversized lizards and no relation to true dragons. Although they are not born, dragons can die. During the Dragon War of the Merithic era, their numbers were decimated. The Akaviri invaders of the late First Era are said to have hunted and killed scores of them, before and after their defeat by Emperor Rimmon. Some sources say the Akaviri brought over dragon-killing spells. Others claim they built cunning traps. One tale even speaks of a rare poison. It is well accepted that a dragon's most fearsome weapon is its fiery breath. Because they could fly overhead and rain down flaming death, archers and wizards were necessary when hunting them. It is less well known that some dragons could breathe a freezing spray of frost. The reports indicate that dragon might do one or the other, but not both. Most people think of dragons as mere beasts. However, logically, they must have had language in order for Tiber Septim to have negotiated with them. Indeed, the historical record is quite clear that dragons were highly intelligent. They had their own language, but could also speak the languages of men and elves. The records of Remen's hunts contain reports of dragons that breathe or spit fire. Recently, some were unearthed that describe dragons blowing freezing blasts of cold. The more fanciful tales have them summoning storms and even stopping time. These should be discounted as myths and fairy tales. Even without this most fearsome weapon, their nearly impenetrable hide and granite-like teeth and claws made them terrifying opponents. There is some confusion over when the last dragon was killed. It seems the last few vanished all at once. Some tales speak of a dragon king who devoured all of them rather than let mankind kill them. One of the more far-fetched stories has Tiber Septim absorbing their essences when he ascended to godhood. Although the exact cause is unknown, they are all gone. No dragon has been seen for centuries. There are a few known examples of dragon bones fused with the stone and rocks of cliffs and caves, just enough proof to make the stories undeniable. And since that puts us at an hour 20, as late as it puts us, and the fact that I believe this is going to start a really big long quest chain, I'm going to go ahead and call it a day here. We're going to go ahead and save where we're at, and I'll be back hopefully tomorrow.
Yay.
I hope you will add those mods to this list, the One True Drogon. It's just a handful, but they're mostly aesthetic and don't take away from the actual game. So I want to thank you all for hanging out with me and enjoying story time. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye for now.